After months of controversy, industry backlash, and relentless fan outrage, Disney has officially thrown in the towel on their latest Snow White adaptation and announced a complete reboot. This isn't just another remake, it's Disney's desperate attempt to clean up what's become a massive PR disaster, win back furious fans, and salvage one of their most treasured properties. The current Snow White adaptation starring Rachel Zegler has become a catastrophic failure for the studio after pouring $300 million into the project. Disney executives are watching in horror as the film tanks, with audiences earning a brutal 2 out of 10 rating on IMDb. The movie hasn't just underperformed, it's developed into a full-blown identity crisis for the Walt Disney Company, with no clear resolution in sight for their 2025 box office plans. This disaster has reportedly sent CEO Bob Iger into pure panic mode over not just the Rachel Zegler backlash, but the entire controversy surrounding the film. Speaking at a private media event, Disney executives described the newly announced version as a, quote, course correction, essentially corporate speak for "we really screwed up and need to fix this fast." The situation has gotten so bad that even typically Disney-friendly critics who routinely shield the company have begun turning their backs. When you're looking at rock-bottom IMDb scores and previously loyal media allies jumping ship, you know things have truly hit crisis level. Disney is now promising a return to classic storytelling and a renewed tribute to the heart and soul of the original fairy tale. They're not just making another movie, they're desperately trying to win back the trust of audiences who feel betrayed and repair strained relationships with generations of fans who grew up loving Snow White. The Rachel Zegler version had been pitched as a bold modern feminist take on the 1937 classic, but from day one it attracted attention for all the wrong reasons. The film took wild detours from the original story, and those drastic changes didn't sit well with longtime Disney supporters. What was supposed to feel empowering ended up feeling disrespectful to the magic that made the original so beloved. The internet exploded after Zegler made comments that many viewers interpreted as dismissive or even insulting toward the legacy of the original film. She called the prince irrelevant and described the love story as awkward, remarks that quickly went viral and sparked widespread resentment from fans who felt the heart of a beloved classic was being carelessly torn apart behind the scenes, Disney insiders say. The backlash caught executives completely off guard. Early test screenings had already shown lukewarm reactions, but the full impact didn't register until the movie's official trailer dropped. That's when everything exploded. Fan communities, nostalgic viewers, and film critics united in their disappointment over the drastic changes made to a story that had once defined Disney magic. The studio deleted iconic songs like "Someday My Prince Will Come" and replaced them with what many fans described as atrocious modernized feminist alternatives. Reports claimed Disney's PR teams were working overtime scrambling to control damage as hashtags slamming their creative choices trended nonstop across social media platforms. Now, in a clear attempt to distance themselves from the fallout, Disney has officially announced a brand new Snow White project with production set to begin in late 2025. It's not just a new remake, it's a complete reset, with parents and longtime fans asking what happened to the Disney they once knew and loved. While the official cast hasn't been confirmed yet, Disney made one thing crystal clear: this remake will return to the emotional core and visual charm of the original animated classic. That means bringing back beloved characters, iconic musical numbers, and the magical fairy tale atmosphere that critics say was completely missing from the Zegler version. The decision to launch a new adaptation so soon after the previous one shows just how urgent the situation is and how much is riding on this project for Disney. This isn't just about remaking a movie, it's about saving one of their most treasured stories from permanent damage in an attempt to reconnect with the audience that once adored it. Disney has been under mounting pressure to defend its recent wave of live-action remakes, many of which have seen declining success, both critically and financially, with the Snow White brand now at risk of being permanently tarnished. Studio executives believe a carefully crafted reboot might be their only path to redemption. Insiders say the upcoming remake will feature a more traditional story arc, closely following the original 1937 plot while allowing room for a few subtle, respectful updates. The changes will be respectful, not revisionist. According to one producer, the goal isn't to fix what was never broken, but rather to reintroduce timeless themes with a touch of modern elegance. This shift in tone marks a clear break from the previous attempt, which many felt was too eager to tear down the foundations of the original story, while Disney has declined to comment on specific details. Rumors are already swirling about the new production. Anonymous sources close to the project suggest Disney is searching for a lead actress who embodies the classic elegance of old Hollywood, someone with charisma, warmth, and strong vocal talent, unlike the last film where off-screen comments became a major distraction. This new project will reportedly include stricter media training protocols to ensure messaging stays focused and aligned with the film's core themes. The previous Snow White adaptation sparked controversy, not just from Zegler's comments, but also from decisions about how to portray the seven dwarfs. Peter Dinklage, a prominent actor with dwarfism, had criticized Disney for casting a Latina actress as Snow White, which he saw as progressive, while still potentially depicting dwarfs in a way he felt was outdated. Disney quickly abandoned plans for traditional dwarf characters, opting instead for magical creatures brought to life through CGI. This decision created yet another backlash, with many actors with dwarfism expressing frustration at being denied roles specifically suited for them. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, it's for dwarfs, one actor commented. These are roles made for actors of my stature. I can't go out for the Harrison Ford or George Clooney roles because that's not for me, and now it's taken away. Disney's renewed focus on cohesive storytelling comes after some tough lessons. Leaked documents revealed internal conflicts between the studio's marketing, creative, and PR departments during the rollout of Zegler's film. These behind-the-scenes disagreements led to mixed messaging and a promotional campaign that often felt scattered and contradictory. The lack of alignment damaged the film's image, and Disney is determined not to repeat those mistakes. The financial implications have been severe. Merchandise from the previous Snow White release performed way below expectations, with major retailers slashing prices on toys and clothing just weeks after launch, a clear sign that fans weren't buying into it literally or emotionally. Reports from Disney's consumer products division revealed that millions of dollars worth of merchandise went unsold, dealing a significant financial blow to the company. In response to these concerns, Disney has assembled an entirely new creative team to lead the reboot. According to early reports, the new screenwriter is known for blending heartfelt emotion with strong, well-developed character arcs, a balance many felt was missing from the last version. The director's name hasn't been officially announced, but sources say they bring experience from both animated and live-action films with global appeal. Disney is betting this new creative duo can deliver something the last version didn't: depth, heart, and a story that truly connects with audiences worldwide. The new story will mostly follow the original plot, but some updates are unavoidable. Sources say the beloved forest animals will return, brought to life with upgraded animation that blends practical effects and CGI. These characters will be reimagined carefully with extra attention to avoid the controversies caused by previous redesigns. Music will once again play a major role, combining new songs with beautifully restored classics like Someday My Prince Will Come. But perhaps the biggest surprise is Disney's decision to bring back veteran animators and consultants, people who helped shape the visual and emotional identity of Disney's golden era. During the Renaissance period, these seasoned professionals have been brought on to guide the tone, pacing, and emotional flow of the new Snow White edition. To insiders, Disney leadership now believes that reconnecting with the company's artistic roots is essential to rebuilding trust with audiences. The first press release for the project struck a noticeably humble tone, openly acknowledging past mistakes. Without naming names, we recognize the importance of honoring the stories that helped build Disney into what it is today. This new chapter of Snow White is rooted in that appreciation and our dedication to telling timeless stories for today's audience. Meanwhile, Rachel Zegler has remained mostly silent since the reboot announcement. Once praised for her breakout role in West Side Story, she found herself caught in the center of an online firestorm when criticism of the Snow White film reached its peak. Though her media appearances were intended to promote empowerment, they were widely perceived as tone-deaf and disrespectful to the original material. Later, Zegler claimed her words had been taken out of context, but by then the backlash had already taken on a life of its own. Her absence from the new movie was expected. While there hasn't been any official statement, sources say Disney is eager for a fresh start both on screen and behind the scenes. Whether Zegler will comment publicly remains uncertain, but for now she appears to be stepping away from the spotlight, a move that aligns with Disney's apparent desire to keep the focus on the film rather than the personalities involved. Reports suggest that Disney dramatically scaled back the premiere for Zegler's version as negative reviews poured, and I don't know that anyone really showed up to the premiere, one insider noted. The Rotten Tomatoes reviews were looking pretty bad, and it seems like they tried to tweak a few things, but this movie is just fundamentally flawed. The controversy didn't just damage the film's prospects, it may have had lasting career impacts. As one commentator bluntly put it, she destroyed hundreds of millions of dollars worth of IP for Disney, but she also has destroyed her career and the careers of anybody who worked on the movie. Disney reportedly went so far as to hire a special media consultant to accompany Zegler and prevent further controversial statements. The situation became so dire that producers and executives described by some as far-left, left-wing activists in Hollywood began turning against Zegler, with Disney allegedly canceling all of her appearances on their media platforms. This kind of internal fracturing showed just how desperate things had become for a production already plagued by problems. Despite these setbacks, fans online are showing cautious optimism about the reboot announcement. The news has sparked conversations about redemption, legacy, and what it truly means to return to a story as beloved as Snow White. While some remain skeptical, others express hope for a return to form. "I just want the magic back," one user wrote. "Give me the songs, the romance, the animation style, the forest. I'll be there opening night if they get it right this time." Disney is counting on that sentiment transforming into real trust in ticket sales. The film is expected to begin pre-production in late 2025, with a theatrical release planned for spring 2027. Marketing efforts are already in the works, with a comprehensive strategy that includes official artwork, early soundtrack previews, and behind-scenes featurettes designed to build anticipation and goodwill. The studio is even in discussions with Disney Parks to reintroduce Snow White-themed attractions before the movie's debut, a move that shows just how serious they are about rebuilding the princess's reputation across all aspects of the Disney empire. Whether this strategy succeeds where the previous one failed remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: Disney refuses to let Snow White remain in the shadow of a single misstep. This isn't just another remake, it's a reputational restoration effort for a studio that wants to find the fairy tale genre. If the new version strikes the right balance, it could remind audiences worldwide why Snow White was the film that started it all for Disney Animation. As work begins behind the scenes, executives are reportedly focusing intensely on consistency, cohesion, and emotional impact. Everything from costumes and casting to lighting, set design, and music is being carefully reviewed by multiple departments to ensure it reflects both Disney's classic values and modern storytelling capabilities. The studio seems to have learned a crucial lesson through this ordeal: that no amount of corporate polish can replace the genuine magic of storytelling. For this Snow White to truly succeed, it has to feel like coming home to the fairy tale that generations have loved. Disney's challenge now is navigating a cultural landscape where audiences are increasingly skeptical of remakes, yet still hungry for authentic storytelling that honors the past while acknowledging the present. The Snow White reboot represents more than just another attempt to mine nostalgia for profit. It's become a test case for whether Disney can recapture the storytelling magic that built their empire in the first place. Industry analysts will be watching closely to see if this dramatic course correction pays off, but most importantly, so will the families and fans who have made Disney a cultural touchstone for nearly a century, as one longtime Disney animator reportedly said during a consultation meeting for the reboot. "It's time to remember what made people fall in love with Snow White in the first place: heart, wonder, and a story that feels timeless because it speaks to something true. For Disney's sake, they'd better hope he's